What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. 6 best exercises for beginners. But right before we get into the video, guys, engagements are really important for my channel. It helps me with YouTube algorithm. So basically, the more engagement, the more people I can reach with these videos. So it would be really helpful if you guys went ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment at the end of the video, and also if you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. And yeah, now that we have that out the way, let's just dive into this. So instead of 6 exercises, I'm gonna give you 6 movements that you need to do to assure that you build a well-balanced physique. These 6 movements will hit every single muscle in your entire body, all right, from head to toe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 to 5 different exercises for each movement. So I'm going to let you pick your favorite exercise. Okay, so I'm going to look at a couple of things here. Things like your previous injury history, your body type, and also your preferences. These are really important things to look at before you actually pick. Guys, I don't have a gym here, so I can't go over the details with all these exercises. Basically, I can't show them all. And it would take for absolute ever to go through all of this. So I will do my best to explain so you guys know exactly what exercises I'm talking about. And also, if you are unsure about something, do just leave your comments in the comment section and I'll make sure to reply to that. Before we get going, guys, you might notice me looking down sometimes. I got my notebook here like an absolute pro, guys. I want to make sure everything goes really smoothly. Well, it's either that or just a shitty memory. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Right, so let's start. The first movement that we need is a squatting pattern. To develop a well-balanced physique, you have to train legs. All right, so for a squatting pattern, the muscles that we want to target here the most are the quads and the glutes, and to a certain degree, hamstrings as well. I'm going to give you 5 exercises to choose from. You need to pick at least 1 exercise from these. All right, so the first one is the back squat. Okay, so this is the one where you walk into a squat rack in the gym and the bar is placed behind you like that on kind of your shoulders here behind you, okay, nice and high. Yeah, so it's not on your neck, it's around here. Okay, so yeah, like that, and then you just squat down with it and up. Okay, so back squat. That's the first one. Second one is the front squat. So this is the one where you also walk into a squat rack and this time you place the bar at the front. All right, so I like to do it this way myself, like that, cross my arms over, yeah, elbows up, kind of shoulder height, like that, and they stay like that, and the bar is placed on your shoulders like that, so not on your neck. Remember that, not neck. And guys, as I said, I don't have a gym here, so I'm just going through everything briefly. And once you guys know what exercises I'm talking about, I'm happy enough. And if you need any help, ask your questions below in the comment section and I'll definitely reply to that. So those 2, okay? The third one then is a Bulgarian split squat. So this is the one where your rear foot is elevated. You're basically squatting on one leg, all right? So you elevate your rear foot, and you just squat up and down on one leg. So your rear foot could be placed on some type of a step or anything really. Once your rear foot is elevated slightly off the floor, doesn't need to be too high. Okay, that's Bulgarian split squat. With that one, you can hold dumbbells on the side, or even something like this to add resistance. Okay, or even an actual barbell. If you can go heavy. All right, that's the third one. And then fourth one is leg press. So any of you that have been around that have been in the gym will definitely know what machine that is. Very good machine for your legs. And fifth one is a hack squat. I love the hack squat. It's a shame that the gym I'm training in right now don't actually have one. That's a brilliant piece of equipment. So if your gym has it, I'd highly recommend the hack squat. I think it's great. It doesn't place a lot of pressure on the lower back, and it places a lot of focus on your quads. So for me, that's a really good one. All right, so those 5. So you guys gotta now pick the one that you prefer. So you're probably wondering now, which one should you pick from these 5? So there's a couple of things you need to look at before deciding which exercise is right for you. So you have your history with injuries. So for example, if you had problems with lower back for a long time, then you might be best off staying away from exercises like back squats and front squats, where you're actually loading your spine with weights. The other thing to look at would be your body type. So if you happen to have a longer legs and a shorter torso, then a back squat would not be probably your best choice. So one way to find out, I mean, you can measure it as well, but one easy way to find out would be to try it in the gym. So when you back squat, all right, and you hit parallel, okay, and you notice that your body, your upper body, your torso, it doesn't stay upright, instead it shifts forward, okay, then that's usually a sign that you seem to have longer legs and a shorter torso. And that's not a great thing. Over time, not only can this damage your lower back, this exercise, but it also doesn't place as much focus on your quads. It places more focus on hamstrings and glutes. So if you do happen to be a taller guy or a lady, makes no difference, and you happen to have longer legs and shorter torso, then I would definitely recommend that you go with exercises like the hack squat, leg press, and Bulgarian split squats instead of the back squat. Also, the front squat is just fine, but you guys just need to play around with these and find out what works for you, okay? And another thing to add is just your preference. So, you know, that's really important. So if the exercise feels good for you, then that's a good choice. The next movement is the hip hinge. So this movement targets your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back, your hips. All right. So I'm just going to move a little bit away because I have a feeling that a good few of you might not know what a hip hinge movement is. So I just want to show you the pattern of the movement. All right. So it looks like this. So hips come back like that. You get a stretch in the hamstring. Yeah. And then you drive with the hips forward and you squeeze the glutes back and then forward. All right. So that's what a hip hinge is. Okay. You can also do this on the floor, which I'll be going through now. So for this one, I'm going to give you 5 different exercises that you can do. So the first exercise then would be the hip thrust with a barbell. All right. So with this exercise, you would need a bench. All right. So you would be positioned. You would be facing the looking at the ceiling. So you'd be lying down, looking at the ceiling. Your upper back would be on top of a bench. So the bench would be underneath there. So your upper back would be on the bench. Your feet would be then away from the bench, flat on the ground. And then you would just be driving up your hips and squeezing your glutes. And the barbell would be placed kind of on your hips. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you have some soft cushion there because it could be painful. All right, so that's that one. The next exercise is a glute drive machine. Now, if your gym has this one, I recommend this one. I think the barbell on your hips can be very uncomfortable. I'm not a fan. I don't do it myself. I use the Glute Drive machine. That's an absolute brilliant machine. That's the one I'd recommend if your gym has one. So that's pretty much a hip thrust. They call it the Glute Drive machine, but it's you know, it's a hip thrust movement. So that's what that is. That would be perfect. And then third one, the cable push through. So this is also a good one. It's one exercise that I haven't really done before, but it's something that I would definitely try. The cable push through is an exercise where what you need a cable machine. Okay, so I will move away a little bit to actually show you what this looks like again, so you can see. So you would need a cable machine. All right, so you'd walk up. Okay, so say, I hope you can still hear me. So say this is the cable machine here. You'd walk up, turn around this way. Okay, you'd have the cable underneath your legs. Okay, and you get a certain hook, like the rope that they have in the gym, and you'd hold the rope like this. Okay, and then you'd place the rope below here. So the cable would go underneath your legs. So okay, so the cable would come from the bottom. You'd be standing like that right next to the cable machine. Alright, the cable would come here then. You'd hold the rope that I talked about. Okay, so you shoot your hips back. Okay, your hamstrings get a nice stretch. You hold the cable here, you keep it tight, and you just push forward. Okay, get a nice stretch. Keep your chest up, and then push the hips and squeeze the glutes. All right, that's enough out of that. Right, so that one is the cable push through. It's a very known exercise in the gym. That one is good. That one will be a good choice, I'm pretty sure. Then we have the stiff leg deadlift. Whoa, that was my dog. Right, then we have the stiff leg deadlift. Guys, that's probably not the one I would highly recommend, just because I think that can cause back issues over time, and especially for beginners. But it's definitely one that you can try, all right? Just make sure you go really light if you're out to try it. So the stiff leg deadlift is actually very similar to what I just showed you, except you just have a barbell in front of you. So it looks like this. Barbell in front. And up. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then the last one would be a trap bar deadlift, another deadlift, okay? Just in case some of you guys do enjoy the deadlift, I left it in there. The trap bar deadlift is just, it's a more conventional style of deadlifting. It doesn't just isolate the hamstrings, but it does cover like almost full body. All right, so it's just a different type of a way to deadlift. But right, next we have a horizontal press. So now we're on to upper body. All right, so with this exercise we're targeting primarily our pecs, also tricep, and some shoulder. So for an exercise like this, for movement like this, you are looking at the ceiling, lying down and pressing the weight away from you. So I'm going to give you 5 different exercises to choose from. So we start off with barbell bench press. Okay, so align flat on your back and just pressing the barbell, okay, away from you. Same style as that, dumbbell bench press. So you're just using the dumbbells instead of the barbell. Also a machine chest press, so where you sit down in the machine and you just press. All right, that one is fine as well. Also a decline press. A decline is when you're lying flat like that, you're kind of you're kind of lying down this way. All right, so your head is going down, okay, and your upper body is a little higher, but only slightly. Okay, I would also recommend that exercise. A decline press to be fine, and also incline press, where you're inclined up like that, you're a little higher. Okay, so your head would be this way now, okay? So you're hitting more of the upper chest slightly. Those 5 exercises, I would recommend any of them to pick from. Now, if you happen to be someone that has really short arms, then you definitely need to throw in an extra exercise in order to develop your chest. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to do a fly movement. Okay, so I have 3 different fly movements that you can pick from on the list. So we have a dumbbell fly. So basically you just lie flat on a dumbbell, okay, flat on the bench with 2 dumbbells, and it's just like that, yeah, big bear hug, okay. Either that or a cable fly is just fine. Cable fly, you'll be standing like this, 2 cables. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, okay. And also a machine fly is actually brilliant. I love the machines myself. That's actually my favorite. So I'd highly recommend a machine fly, because you're just kind of set in a position. You can really squeeze. That chest nicely, I feel, on the actual machine. I do feel a lot more than the dumbbell or the cables myself. But either of those 3 is just fine. So the next one is the vertical press. All right, so this exercise targets your delts, your triceps, and then also your upper traps to some degree. All right, so for this movement, I have 3 exercises that I recommend for you. All right, that you can pick from. So we have a seated dumbbell press. All right, so seated dumbbell press, dumbbells here, up and then back down. All right, so seated on a bench. All right, that one you can also do a standing barbell press. So standing, barbell in front of you, yeah, up, press like that, slight tilt, and then back up above the head. All right, that one, and also a machine shoulder press. So those 3 are fine. If I was pushed, I'd probably say seated dumbbell press, that'd be my favorite, but either of those should be just fine. So pick the one that you kind of feel the most and that you just kind of prefer the most. So the next movement we have is the horizontal pull. So this movement targets majority of your back and biceps as well. All right, so let me just walk off a bit again and show you roughly what this movement looks like, okay, the pattern. So your upper body shifts forward here, so like this. Yeah, shifts forward, like that, and then you're pulling weight from underneath towards your elbows back, okay? So that is the movement. I'm gonna give you 5 different exercises to choose from. So the first one is a T-bar row, and with that one, just like the position that you saw me in there earlier, would be similar to that, only you would have something supporting your chest here. So you'd be leaning onto something, so that way your lower back would be safe. I highly recommend that one, okay? That would be one of them. That one is really good. That's the one that I use. That and a seated row, okay? So this is one where you're basically in a seated position, sitting down and just pulling, okay, towards you. That one is really good as well. A chest supported row. With this one, you lie on a bench, and like your front goes onto the bench comes up, so you place your chest on the front of the bench, and you have your arms are extended like that, and you have 2 dumbbells in your hands hanging down, and then you just pull it towards you. That was really good, very good exercise. That one. You have the 1-arm row where you're leaning forward and just pulling a dumbbell with 1 arm. So you do 1 arm at a time. And you have a barbell row, which is the one that I showed you earlier at the door, with basically a barbell in front of you, okay? In front of you like that, in your hands, and then pulling the barbell up to your chest, okay? Towards your back, right? So those 5, you can pick either of them that you like really when it comes to a horizontal pull. Okay, just pick your favorite. For me personally, I like to stick to back friendly rowing movements. I'm not a fan of barbell rows because they can place a lot of pressure on the lower back. The one arm row I find is decent. That one is a lot better for you. It doesn't place as much pressure on the lower back. But my favorites would be the T-bar row and the seated row here. All right, but you pick any of them that you like, any one of them. All right. So the last movement here. So this one is a vertical pull. So this is the one where you pull from top. All right, like that, and then down. Okay, so this movement focuses on your lats, some rhomboids, and a good bit of bicep. All right, so for this movement, I have 4 exercises that you can pick from. Okay, so I have chin-ups. Okay, so chin-ups is this grip. Okay, so like that, yeah, like that. And then just pull yourself up. This one, if you're a beginner, it's probably going to be too much for you. You're not going to be able to do it. Some gyms have assisted chin-ups. It's a machine where you kind of place weight on it. That one would be really good if your gym has that one. Mine one doesn't. I don't need it, but if your gym has it, that's perfect. So chin-ups or pull-ups. The difference between chin-ups is this way, and pull-ups is that way. So you can do either. I personally prefer pull-ups. I personally prefer chin-ups. I actually believe they're better for your overall lats because your grip is more narrow. And I think because your grip is more narrow, you're engaging more lats. There's more of a stretch from your back. All right. So I'd recommend chin-ups over pull-ups. But either of them are fine. And also a lat pull down, really good exercise. So if your gym doesn't have the assisted chin up and you can't do chin ups yet, a lat pull down is a perfect choice here. It's really good. So lat pull down is a cable machine where you're seated and you're pulling the weight from top down here. That's a really good exercise, okay? So that one is there. And then you have the overhead pullover. This is an exercise where you are lying on a bench and you've got a dumbbell, okay? You're holding the dumbbell like this. So you're lying flat on the bench. So you're facing the ceiling and you hold the dumbbell like this and you kind of just stretch your back like that all the way, extend, and then back here. That targets your lats very nice, also some chest. So those 4 exercises, again, you just pick your favorite from those 4. And that's it, guys. That is the video. I hope you guys found that helpful. Don't forget to like my video, guys, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.